やるかやるかやるかやるかやるかやるかざけんな恐れちまいだろうざけんなもっと見せつけるざけんなほらがむしゃらで高ぶるこのたたうるさい夢にうなされてまた目覚めた夜に取り残されて汗ばむ怖くなんかないよって言い聞かせてる一人きりで朝を待ちわびて迂回一つされなくてもまあいいさなんて今すぐ飛んでいけたらな誰も届かないとこへ体中駆けめくってくあの時味わった棘が痛みも苦しさもいつまでついて回るのさ荒れ狂うこの嵐を沈めることなんてできない今さら戦う走る流行る想いはそう勝利のためゼロより低い可能性だとしても息をするだけで苦しいのにここじゃないどこかへと急いだ魂に火をくべて駆動させてさ焦燥感に煽られ続けてこの心は決して機械なんかじゃないだから酸素と焼けるような風を思いっきり吸い込んだ体中で暴れてるまるで生きてるかのように毎日この命を削ってるのかもしれない夢が何度破れたって拾い集めて張り合わせてみせるよ決して諦めきれない願い本当は助けてほしいあぶくみたいに揺らぐ声がそっと消える前に誰かに届けばいいのに荒れ狂うこの嵐を沈めることなんてできない今さら戦う走る流行る想いはそう勝利のためゼロより低い可能性だとしても信じてるよ 夢叶えよ前に進もうみんなでね引っ越されるとねほらどこまでも図に乗るよいい感じもっともっと青春したい大事な友達だけどね一つだけごめんねこれだけは譲れない同じ夢のライバルだから女子同士がいつも油断できないよ笑顔涙繰り返しながらあんなこともこんなこともそんな時もどんな時もさ切磋琢磨で GO 走り出せ全力で未来をとつかまえに行こう手加減はいらない父はチャンスのために友達でライバルさハートを一緒に磨いてこう見上げれば夢空キラリキラリ今日も光り続ける喧嘩するときはなぜ思い切り武器になるような感じ人傷つけるけど本気なんだよ気持ちをやっていつかは分かり合いたいんだよ強い絆結び合いたい成長したけだから口は言わないよ希望不安繰り広げながら焦らない恐れない自分から逃げないでさ
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tengu Cup here in the Hakugyokurou Kinen, and today will be the last day of the main stage here for this for this portion of the cup, yeah, of this tournament. And it's been an exciting set of events so far here in this race. I mean, yeah, in this competition. And there's been a lot of surprising results so far. It's been a lot of surprising upsets that's been ongoing so far, and a lot to discuss, of course. So let's get ourselves right into that. The current standings as it is, as for those who recall the format, the top three automatically qualify into the playoffs for the first three rounds, which means Horion, Crazy Dave, and Tsukasa have qualified into the playoffs. Now, due to a head-to-head ruling, Crazy Dave will occupy second place, while Tsukasa will be third, due to Crazy Dave beating Tsukasa in the round-robin stage despite the tied score, which means the Crazy Dave will have second seed, while Tsukasa will have third. For the rest of the teams here, they still have to battle it out for the last 6 slots for the playoffs here. So, as it stands, Dardo has in sole position of 4th place with, sorry, apologies for the graphic, it is the wrong scoring. He has 1 win and 2 second places here with 24 points. Torrent, Mia, and Veliona are all tied here with 1 win, 1 second place, and 1 third place with 22 points respectively. In sole position of 8th is Rammer with 0 wins, 3 tied second places, and 0 third places with 21 points. Blue with 1 win, 0 second places, and 2 third places here is sole owner of 9th place with 20 points, with Rugogachu and Rammer with 0 wins, 1 second place, and 2 third places with 17 points, and Random Name with 3 third places with 15 points in sole position of 20 out of 12. Now, as it stands, all of these teams are still mathematically eligible to qualify for the next stage. However, the road is easier for some, while the others is more smoother. Now, to discuss the current qualified teams here, Crazy Dave, Horion, and Tsukasa, it's been very impressive, and honestly, Horion is of course undefeated so far in the round. They're just undefeated in the round robin stage, and this is I believe, this could be. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to double check, but this might be the first team to go undefeated since the Tengu Cup March. Let me just give a check on that. Yes, this is the first team to go undefeated in the round robin stage ever since Tsukasa in Tengu Cup March. So it is a very impressive placing. Of course, it only did 3 rounds compared to the 5 rounds of the past, but still very impressive, looking very dominant so far in this cup. Then we have Crazy Dave and of course Tsukasa, who are both with 1 win, 2 first places and 1 second place. Crazy Dave taking down Tsukasa in that final round of first, second, and third rounds of the round robin. So, congratulations to them for qualifying into the playoffs here. Next up here, let's actually give a discussion for these teams before we move on. And yeah, it's been a very impressive one. The first Indonesian team coming into our Tengu Cup, and they have showed a lot of class here. All 3 members having a win. I'm not too sure. I think this is the first time a team has ever had all 3 Umamusume take victories before. Yes, I believe so. Unless, actually, perhaps Dardo has achieved it earlier with, I'm not too sure. I think has Vodka taken a victory? I did need to double check that actually. Do have a win. So perhaps there I think Dardo was the one who has achieved this achievement for the first time here with Dardo, um Sakura Chiono and Kitasa Black. I will have to double check that, but in the meantime though, still very impressive here for Orion, meaning all three of their Umamusume is looking very strong in this cup. And, it's mighty impressive. I think this team is definitely the tournament favorites to win, right? Especially since they have beaten Crazy Dave in the past 30. So definitely eyes on them to advance further in this cup. And I mean, what can I say? It's just definitely one. It's impressive. It's impressive. Next up here is Tsukasa, of course, taking pretty rough loss in that last match against Crazy Dave. It was very close with Naruto Brian and Naruto Taishin tailing, but when you give Elko Nerpasa a chance to get that really forward position, it is just an unstoppable scenario, right? So it's a very tall task for sure. Hold on, chat. I am currently verifying the previous claim. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dardo was actually the first team to achieve a win for every single Umamusume in their team actually. So, very impressive. But yeah, this team, I think they're gonna have to, do some switches here. Maybe the end closer Oguri Cap. I just think it's a bit too inconsistent. So maybe coming into the playoffs, you'll see a switch up from the captain here. But next up here is Crazy Dave, who did get second place in a very impressive one at that, with El Condor Pasa taking one of the most dominant wins, I think, against a higher seed we've seen yet. And yeah, Vodka, three fourth place in a row, very consistent in that aspect. But yeah, the Grass Wonder Ace here has been stumbling a bit since the win of previous time, but perhaps just struggles against the higher competition. But at least this team is looking pretty consistent here, of course getting second seed deservingly. And with Crazy Dave, this is the first time they've ever been in the top podium so far. They have made it to playoffs, I think, both times. Oh no, they've made it to playoffs last time, but did have a pretty unfortunate defeat, and they lost in the tiebreaker for the last spot of playoffs in the Tengu Cup March. So for the first time here, looking to be one of the strong performers, coming into this. And with second seed, that's gonna be really important now. So let's get ourselves into the schedule here. We have two schedules today actually. We have the first one here, which is going to be the first round, the fourth round, with the first race having Blue, Hornet, and Roy Trigger. The second race having Mia, Random Name, and Dardo. And the third race having Rammer, Rukukachu, and Veliona. With the next race having Rukukachu, Random Name, and Roy Trigger, Blue, Rammer, and Dardo. And the final race will have Torrent, Mia, and Veliona. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a fascinating one. For this first race, you have Blue Torrent, and Roy Trigger. We'll get onto the discussion of that. So first up here is Blue, the defending champions, and the team has been, to say the least, they have been struggling. It's not been easy. It's not been easy for this team. They have not had the success that they were looking for, and with Silent Suzuka taking quite a fall in that previous one, it's really shaky, right? What kind of you can expect for this team, because they're really dependent on this Silent Suzuka to take their victories for them, considering the Grass Wonder and Special Week has yet to really perform at all. And the front runner, sure, it has been able to achieve a lot. The runaway San Suzuka. This is the first time we've seen a San Suzuka runaway. I believe so. And this is the first time we've seen strong success from a silent Suzuka, and it's really impressive, but it's gonna be a rough journey for them. I mean, up against Torrent and North Trigger, potentially could be a saving grace though. We've seen this matchup in the past, but Torrent definitely took that one previously. So next up here is man himself, Torrent from the US, and yeah, been kind of one of the teams have been really shaky as well. It has been achieved all 3 results in the first 3 rounds. I think the problem really stems from the fact that their ace, I'm not really sure. I mean, she's just not able to really keep up with the competition here. Has been bottom placement all 3 times, and it's really hard to imagine that changing anytime soon. It's really impressive though. Simply Rudolph able to kind of carry the team across the line for Torrent in the 3rd round against Mia and random name. But yeah, this Taiki Shadow has been struggling a lot here, and it's really worrying if you are Torrent. I think potentially could have a bounce back now that there are no high competition, but they did lose to Mia, right? They did lose to Mia, so it's still not the easiest here. But yeah, we'll see how they will do, and hopefully they'll have a much higher competition, higher level of play. Next up is Roy Trigger. It's been rough, right? It's been rough. I think the 3 members of this team, Vodka, Ogre Cap, and Taiki Shadow, has been. I mean, it's just been a very difficult to rate this team as anything below the standard in this cup. It's so surprising. I mean, I've repeated it so many times, but it's so surprising seeing Yuji Uma struggle this hard in this race. It's a very familiar tale from the Roy Trigger team of the past, where they were so high rated, but they lost against teams like the Tunic and they did get eliminated out of the playoffs, and now in the verge of being eliminated once again, tied for 10th place at the moment. They have a lot to do. They have a lot to carry at this point, and it really starts with one of them having a really good day. But it's so hard when you have these just a Taiki Shuttle just not been able to do much. Make sure to get the 3rd place. The Ogre Cap really inconsistent. The Vodka needing to be at the front, in a good position to strike. And if we are to see this team succeed, it has to start now, because if they don't, if they do not have a good showing now, I think their run basically ends from there. So yeah, with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ourselves into the upcoming race. Okay, there we go. But yeah, still though, not to say that things are impossible. And honestly, these 3 teams think redemption is their goal at this point. Blue did take, I think, all 3 of them did have some pretty harsh losses in their final race. And now up against a wall here. This is definitely be difficult. I will say, I think Torrent is the favorite here. He has beaten Blue before. And with that, I don't think it's going to be easy for Roy Trigger to take wins here, but potential is always there if this team can, rise to the occasion. Maybe a festive miracle, right? It's a number 1 favorite is the Taiki Shadow here for Torrent. Number 2 is Roy Trigger. And then number 8 is the Grass Wonder here for blue. As we start here, it is a race between 3 teams from the US. I think overall it's been a struggle for the US teams. So far, 3 Southeast Asian teams have qualified, but we'll focus on the race for now. It's Silent Suzuka here for blue, occupying first place immediately. Then it is the Mejiro Palmer in second place. Third place in Simboli Rudolph, then the Taiki Shuttle, then the Vodka. The others still trailing behind. When it comes to these runaways, it's really hard to see what the Umamusume are, where the other Umas are in the placements due to how far the leads are. Oh, look at that Metro Palmer. Big challenge. Taking the Silent Suzuka. That is going to be really rough here for Torrent. I mean, not for Torrent. For blue. It's the Metro Palmer with the keep pushing ahead now. Really striking thunder here. As we almost get ourselves into the last spurt, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to make the big push now? Metro Palmer still occupying first. Silent Suzuka falling behind greatly as Simboli Rudolph looks to overtake. Here comes Taiki Shadow as well as Royce, who is going to overtake. Look at the Silent Suzuka special week, I mean, at the back. Will he be able to make the breakthrough now? Everyone overcoming the Palmer. The festive miracle now for the Christmas augury. But will it make a big difference now in this final push? Who is going to take this lead? It's still Simboli Rudolph. Simboli Rudolph. Massive victory here. Oh, yes it is. Simboli Rudolph will be the one to take it home. And congratulations here, I believe, to Torrent. Once again, the Simboli Rudolph showing class, 2 wins in a row. So we get ourselves now into the list. 9th place goes to the Silent Suzuka here for blue. Brutal result. It was just so unfortunate with Mejiro Palmer overtaking her so dominantly in that lead. It caused a really big fall back there. 7th place to the Taiki Shuttle once again. 6th place to Vodka. 5th place to Ogre Cap here for Roy Trigger. And 4th place to the Taiki Shuttle. So another 3rd place for the US team once more. And I mean, holy shit. And it's just been really unfortunate here for Roy Trigger. Such a high potential, but it's been brutal here for blue though. We'll get a 2nd place. Would have wanted for more with the Grass Wonder and the special week really stepping it up there. It looked so close, right? You saw the landslide of Umamusume pushing through the runaway Umas. And it seemed so close with the special week. We saw it from the inner rail, really getting that strong last spurt, but Simboli Rudolph held on to that lead, and Torrent will secure another win here and potentially a spot at the playoffs. We shall see. For Roy Trigger, elimination is very close. However, it is not. Well, actually, I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if things are too dire here for the team of Roy Trigger, but as it stands here, it's been rough. I mean, you could say this has been an expected result so far. Torrent, of course, the favorites, but you know, winning with a different Umamusume compared to last time, it has been It's been
心が躍ります
it's been fascinating for sure. Next up here will be a race between Mia, random name, and Dardo. I think that one's going to be very interesting. We've yet to have that combination before. Yeah. It's been yeah, I think for blue, really it's really rough. You have like a mountain to climb, right? And you're at the very bottom here, potentially in the edge of elimination. It does depend on the results here of Hakugyokurou, if you can have a good performance in this next race. Yeah, for Mia, for Torrent, should be really happy. I think, I'm not sure if they've secured their spot in the playoffs, but certainly a really good chance at doing so. Let's go ahead and discuss our upcoming teams here. First up in the list is Mia. So let me just pull up their team. So you go Team Mia here for Thailand. And achieving their very first win in their race in yesterday. And it's been very impressive here for Mia. I think the thing about Mia's team is that they were struggling, but they were struggling against really strong opponents. Lost against Orion, lost against Rammer and Tsukasa, which for Rammer, of course, isn't in the best of situations at the moment, but it's not been she has not been taking losses against weak teams. And when we saw against Torrent, was able to strike him down. And now this Thailand-based team is looking for a better showing here. Up against random name and Dardo, I think they're the heavy favorites in this match. Of course, we're not heavy favorites actually. I believe Dardo is currently occupied fourth, so maybe not the heavy favorites. Certainly, actually, they're definitely in contenders. There you go. I think the contender is the better word. Yeah, this Taiki shuttle has been really impressive. Did have one really fall, but in the races where she's been able to lock in, got second, got third, got first. Sansuka got third in the last race. If you're Team Dardo here, definitely not the easiest team to navigate around. So keep an eye out, especially on this Taiki shuttle. And the Sansuka actually could be really important upcoming here. Next up is the team of a random name, and what can I say, guys? What can I say that hasn't been said yet? I mean, they did have a solid performance in their last race here, and in day 6. They had a pretty solid showing against Mia actually, and potentially the team Hishi Amazon can do some damage here, but that's a lot of potential. Has not been, we haven't seen much from this team, and I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think there's maybe a chance that they can sneak in a win here with Hishi Amazon, or hey, even the Rice Shower, right? But the chances are pretty low. Next up here, of course, is the team from the Philippines, the current highest team in the leaderboard. It is Dardo here, and currently it's been a journey for this team, right? They had to go through the qualifier stage, and they had to qualify through the last chance qualifier where they almost had a scare, right? They had a scare where they dropped a game against SIP. But now in the upper echelon of this group, this has been the most impressive run I've seen a new team. I mean, sure, Blue had a really good showing, but they were definitely favorites coming into that first cup. But this is a team no one expected. Expectations were incredibly low for this team. To see them in this position where they are the leading team now in the table. So we'll see if they can compete much more, you know, for the upcoming matches here. I mean, let's check their, you know, they do have some solid wins. They have beaten Blue, right? They have beaten Blue. And they've beaten Ruga Trevelyan. Actually, so we'll see. Their competition so far has been pretty well, I'll say middle of the table. So now up against Mia, it will definitely be a question to see if Dardo can compete. But yeah, it has been impressive. It has been impressive for Dardo taking away, you know, taking a win and 2 second places. They, you know, you can say their journey has been a lot more easier compared to others, but you have to be good to be able to strike thunder. So we'll see if that momentum can keep it up. After all, they do need a few more results to qualify into the playoffs. So ladies and gentlemen, begin our race soon. Oh yeah, up against Random Name and Mia here. Really favorable here for Random. Or for Dardo, I mean. But up against Mia, this could be pretty fascinating here. We saw Mia. He's strong. He's very strong. I think they're definitely one of those teams that, you know, that their score does not represent their strength. They could have been in the same position as Dardo if things were luckier for them. But, you know, it's now or never here. And the game does think that Mia is the heavy favorite here in this race. As we begin here, the paddock's open, and oh, that's a late start here for the Taiki Shuttle. That is rough. Smart Falcon now being overtaken by the Kita-san Black, but it's a battle here of front runners. So this is the worry, right? This is the worry that you have to look here for Team Dardo, is that Kita-san Black is your ace, but front runners really struggle when they do not have that first position. Especially when there's a runaway. That's like the whole point of the runaway. They are there to stagger the front runners. And with 2 of them here, from Random Name and Mia, this could be a tale that Team Dardo can be dreading. Yes, 2 Silent Tsukasa at the front. Oh, look at that Smart Falcon joining the runaways at the front here. Kita-san Black really struggling to keep herself in advantage. As we get ourselves into the last spurt now, ladies and gentlemen. It is looking very, very front runner sided so far. I think Shionoo and Rice Shower looking to push through from the front. Oh, it's Smart Falcon and Kita-san Black now. Can they actually challenge this Smart Falcon? Is so close at the front. They're trying their hardest to keep up, but it seems too far unless Shionoo can make a difference. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I think Random may have just found himself a point. Is that Hishi Amazon? Oh my gosh, I think that was Hishi Amazon. Let's check the results here. 9th place goes to Random Silent Suzuka. 8th place goes to Silent Suzuka here for Mia. 7th goes to Rice Shower. 6th place goes to Taiki Shuttle. 5th place goes to Kita-san Black. 4th place goes to Vodka. 3rd place goes to Shionoo, and from the back, Hishi Amazon will bring the first silver for Team Random Name. And in first place here is the Smart Falcon. What a showing here for Mia and for Random. Able to secure their first, well, win basically against another team. Dardo stumbling here in this one. A massive result here. Random keeping their hopes and dreams alive. Dardo will take their very first ever third place. And for Mia, once again, taking another victory here, back to back. A nice win here for the Thailand team. And that is a worrying sign if you're Dardo. That will knock you down a peg. And for Roy Trigger, for Random, will join Roy. Now tied for 22 points. If you're Dardo, this is not a guaranteed result here. This could be a really worrying sign here, but once again, congratulations here for Mia and for Random Name, who has secured here. And ladies and gents, for the first time, I believe, in this cup, we will have no team go winless. Everyone has taken at least a minimum of second place. Okay, I guess you can say this is the most competitive cup we've had so far, but wow, what a result. That was insane. Random really striking there in the end with that Hishi Amazon. And I told you guys, the Hishi Amazon, it can be scary if given the chance, and she just had a really strong path down the middle, able to snatch away that victory from Dardo. And once again, will keep Random's chances of playoffs alive, I believe. For Dardo though, it is not it is worrying. It is worrying for sure. But their run is not over. Their run is still pretty solid. They're still in a good standing here, but it is worrying. It is worrying. So we'll see how that things go. Next up here is the third race of this cup between Rammer, Hakugyokurou, and Valiona. So up first here is Team Rammer from the Philippines, and it has been, I think, really shaky. This team has been, I think, really itching for their first win here, and it's been rough for sure, because I feel like this team really has the potential to win, but they have yet to showcase it. Haru Urara has finished second and third. Taki should have finished second. But still, they took a pretty harsh loss. They took a pretty harsh loss in their match against Valiona. So for this team, right, Rammer, I'm not sure. They are favorites, right, to get out and make it to the playoffs. But at this point, they're looking really, really rough. But once again, having a rematch against Valiona potentially could be some revenge. And yeah, that's kind of the goal here for this Philippine team, just to take their first victory and really cement their spot in the playoffs. Because at this point, it's if they cannot take a win here, it could be really rough indeed. Up next is the team here from the US. It is Hakugyokurou, who had whose journey has been very, very rough. It has been, I think, it's a mix of really struggling against high competition and also just been it's just not been the best run here for this team of Hakugyokurou here, with really brutal results for the Ogre Cup, really brutal results for the Agnes Digital. He's had a better placing. Leo Conderpasa has yet to have a similar place time, similar chance as the Conderpasa of Crazy Dave. And what we'll say though, their losses were against the top 3. They lost against the top 3, they lost against Mia, and they did beat Valiona, and they lost to Dardo. Alright. And these teams are really high up there at the moment. Some qualified, all 3 qualified already, and some have been Giant Slayers. So for Team Rugugachu, it may be very worrying, but it's certainly not. It's not a bad result. It's not like an unwinnable situation here. And up against a team such as Valiona, right? Valiona is the team that Rugugachu has beaten so far. Speaking of Valiona, let's go to that team real quick. Valiona, we'll say, did have a strong win against Rammer. We're able to take their very first place in round 3. Can you go outside, please? With the help of the gold chip here. So, gold chip has been very strong so far. Can you go outside? Apologies, guys. It's been a very gold chip sided matchup here. A bigger gold sided team so far in this one, with Mechiro, Dober, and Saiyan Sky haven't really faltered. It's been go outside. Yeah, it's been strong. It's been strong here for the gold chip, but for Mechiro, Dober, and Saiyan Sky, it's been a struggle. I think they have been not been given the chance to really showcase their worth. I mean, of course, you don't take chances, right? You have to kind of push through and get that chance. But yeah, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle here for Team Valiona, but up against, I think, maybe not feasible, right? But potentially with the high of their win against Rammer, they could have a pretty good showing here against Rugugachu and Rammer here. Maybe get revenge against Rugugachu. I think for 3 of these teams, right, all 3 of them have a really solid chance of taking a strong win here. So we start the race. That's very surprising. I think, especially for Team Rammer, I think it was a big upset for sure. The Valiona was able to take them down. So it's really just a case of, can this team, Valiona team, really be consistent? Can Rugugachu's team have a good showing when it matters the most? And same here for Rammer. Can their members pick up the slack at the moment after all they were substituted in after that day 1 result? The number 3 favorite here is the King Halo. Number 2 is the Taiki Shuttle. And number 3, I assume is... oh no, number 1 is the Haruura. So the game does think that Rammer is the heavy favorites here. See if the results will agree with that statement. Here we go, early start here. So Taiki Shuttle. Oh, it's Saiyan Sky now. Saiyan Sky, of course, will take really advantage here as the Elk-Wonder passive for Rugugachu, occupying 2nd place very, very cleanly, smoothing through for Ogre Cap and the Taiki Shuttle, who is, of course, one of his teammates here with Ogre Cap passing by now into 2nd place. Agnes Digital in 5th. Then the King Halo, Gold Ship, Mejiro Dober, and Haruura at the back. So as it stands, very clean line, and Ogre Cap now really taking advantage of this kind of pseudo eclipse position here with Saiyan Sky trying to push through with the advantages at the moment here. So one advantage here for the Saiyan Sky is that you're at the front. If you can proc that unique skills, so the super duper climax now for the Haruura to get that, recover that energy that they have lost so far in this race. As now Saiyan Sky still at the front here as we now enter the last spurt. Everyone all fully charging, going. Ogre Cap really trying to challenge the front here. King Halo at the back here from Rammer will overtake, but the Saiyan Sky is still showing up class here. Saiyan Sky here for Valiona. Can anyone stop him? Haruura looks to challenge from the back, but oh, this might be a Valiona victory. Haruura will try to snipe it, but that will be the week victory here for the Saiyan Sky from start to finish. A very clean win. And Veliona gets revenge against Hakugyokurou. And it was just not meant to be here. Rammer, another second place. Let's get ourselves now into the discussions here. 9th place to El Condor Pasa, 8th to Captain Dober, 7th to Taiki Shuttle, 6th to the Agnes Digital, and 5th to the Ogrecap. Was just not able to push through in the end here. 4th place goes to Gold Ship, 3rd goes to King Halo, 2nd goes to Haru Urara, and 1st place goes to Veliona. Congratulations here to Team Veliona. Will stamp their name at the top. And it's a very big victory for this team. They were struggling so hard in this competition, but able to win out against Rammer. Again, another second place. And it's just been, I mean, I'm not sure, you know, like it's just been unfortunate here for Team Rammer. They've been so close so many times, but it's just so far. And for Hakugyokurou, it's brutal. They had a pretty solid chance, I think, in this race, but Ogrecap just couldn't carry that in the end, and did take a pretty unfortunate loss here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ourselves into the current table results. So as it stands here, hold on, let me update that real quick. Actually, give me a moment, chat. I will try to update this table and give you a organized results for this. Yeah, it's been a very chaotic, I think, results so far. Hold on just a second, everyone. Here we go. So here is the updated standings here. Oh, that's not. Okay, here we go. This should be, yeah, this is the current updated standings here. Ladies and gentlemen, and tied for 4th place here is Torrent, Mia, and Veliona with 32 points. Then Dardo on 7th place now with 29 points. 8th place goes to Rammer with 29 points here. 20 points. With Blind 28 points. And Blue now with 27 points here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and of course Rugugachu, Roy Trigger, and Random Name now all tied with 22 points each. It has been that's shaken the table pretty hard, and I think a lot to eye on here for the rest of the teams now. And I think this is going to have a pretty big scenario here. So I will say, from what I understand here, Torrent, Mia, and Veliona have qualified into the playoffs. Yes, Torrent, Mia, and Veliona have qualified into the playoffs here. Let's see, this has Dardo. Yeah, I believe Dardo actually has also qualified into the playoffs here with as Rammer. I think Rammer has yet to qualify. Wait, no, let's see here. So it's like +5. So yeah, I think Torrent, Mia, Veliona, Dardo, and Rammer have qualified their spots at the playoffs here, ladies and gents. It is now on Blue to keep his spot here. It is not over just yet for Rugugachu, Roy Trigger, and Random Name. Their hopes are not done just yet, but their chances are really slim. I mean, actually, no. There is a pretty funny scenario here where the next match, I believe, is between Rugugachu, Roy Trigger, and Random Name. So whoever, so the chance here for playoffs is here's the current situation, right? Whoever will take a victory between Rugugachu, Roy Trigger, and Random Name will have a chance for a tiebreaker match. And for Blue, they have to win their race or at least get second place. No, they just have to get second place. If they get third, they are going to have a tiebreaker match for a spot in the playoffs. And that's kind of the only stakes here. So if you're Blue, it's rough. You kind of have to lock in now, because if you don't, your run is basically over. You might get eliminated here in this tiebreaker scenario. And of course, for the rest of these guys, really just competing for a spot here. Actually, Torrent, Mia, and Veliona will be competing upcoming here. The 3 teams who got first place. So that will put up, lower their standings quite a bit here. So this is definitely a very exciting scenario now for these teams. So ladies and gentlemen, I will be taking a 5-minute break, and we will see you shortly. But will not be going anywhere here. So once again, guys, I'll see you shortly. 5 minutes, and I hope you guys have a good one. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, into the Tengu Cup of Hakugyokurou Kinen. We are now at the edge of the main stage here as we're about to conclude the last few remaining races very soon. I am Tsukasa, your host here to broadcast and cast over the the final races here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get ourselves back into the current situation here as it stands. Let's get the table once again. Oh, sorry, that is Kita-san Black. Very beautiful Umamusume, of course, but that's not exactly what we're looking for here. So as it stands here, we have a playoff scenario where Hakugyokurou, Roy Trigger, and Random Name are all fighting for the playoffs together with Blue, as the rest have qualified for their playoff spot here. So it is going to be pretty rough for the rest of these teams, and I think we're gonna have to teams are gonna have to really evaluate what their chances are coming up here. So let's get ourselves into that one. We won't have any we will have analysis here, but we will be doing it differently here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ourselves into the race properly. So it will be a match between Hakugyokurou, Hakugyokurou. Actually no, let's put in the schedules. Let's go discussing the schedules here. So the match will be between Hakugyokurou, Random Name, and Roy Trigger, and I think this match is going to be very interesting, because I think they have a chance of beating Blue. I definitely think that there is hope here for these teams to be Blue. Blue has taken down Random Name and Roy Trigger. I don't think has yet to meet Rue in a matchup here. So sure, pretty favored, right? Blue is pretty favored here. Man, this is a pretty interesting scenario. Again, if Blue just gets second place in the race, this conversation is over. But yeah, for between Hakugyokurou, Random Name, and Roy Trigger, I'm not too sure what the favorites are. Roy has taken down Random in the past, but Random has beaten Dardo, which is a really big upset. And now with Rue on the back of, currently in a pretty struggling situation here. Potentially here, Random can make a big difference, right? These teams have shown solid-ish potential. I think Random not as much, but there is a way, and for these three teams who have been sort of the butt end of this cup, if they can show up now, this will be the most important win of their whole run here in the tournament, and maybe can extend their run more into the playoffs if a miracle were to happen. Yes, okay, sorry chat, just checking this out. But yes, it has been a very rough journey for all of these three teams, and I think we've kind of found ourselves in a very I'm sorry if I'm repeating words like a lot, but yeah, we find ourselves in a particular scenario where they have a chance of playoffs here. It's not in their their fates are not in their hands any longer, but I believe all three of these teams will do everything they can to have that fighting chance. Roy Trigger being the number 1 and number 2 favorite here. Hakugyokurou, Agnes Digital, the number 9 favorite. As we begin, we are entering the they're not entering. Just waiting as the paddocks open. As here we go here, 3 teams from the US actually. As we start off now, it is the push through for the Silent Suzuka here of Random Name at the very front. It is a runaway, so it's gonna have a very dominant placing here, with Taiki Shuttle for Roy Trigger now occupying the first spot here for the Pace Chaser. El Condor Pasa in second place. Then it is the Vodka, Rice Shower, and the Ogre Cap here for Hakugyokurou, really far back here as the Agnes Digital trails from behind. so far so good. We've entered the mid race, a lot of recovery skills being procced. As we push in through here, who is going to make that big difference here as we now slowly but surely trail into that final last spurt. Ladies and gentlemen, it is still silent Suzuka, no one here to challenge just yet. At the back is El Pasa, Vodka, and Taiki Shadow. As Taiki Shadow now looks to challenge, it's still, I think Taiki Shadow will overcome here for Roy Trigger very soon, but who is going to challenge here? Everyone at the back. Here comes the Festive Miracle. As now, I think it is Taiki Shadow, I believe. Yeah, Taiki Shadow now to pursue here from the back, and here comes Agnes Digital to give some hope, and oh, so close from the Hishi Amazon at the back, and a wave of disappointment across the board here. The Aces are not able to perform, but one Umamusume surely have. 9th place here is Rice Shower. 8th place is Ogre Cap. Apology shot. Let's get ourselves in the table here. And all done. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here it is 9th place here for Roy Shower, 8th place to Ogre Cap, 7th place to the Ogre Cap of Rugugachu, 6th place to the Agnes Digital, and 5th place to the El Condor Pasa, which will place Rugugachu in dead last here in this cup. 4th place goes to the Silent Suzuka of Random, 3rd place goes to the Hishi Amazon, 2nd goes to the Vodka here, and 1st place is this Taiki Shuttle. Congratulations here to Roy Trigger, who has placed himself now in a fighting chance at qualifying into the playoffs, and for the rest, solidly eliminated out of the cup. And wow, and it's been an impressive showing here for Random Name. Didn't have the best showing, and you know, maybe could have wished for more, right? Could have potentially wished for more, but fortunately here for their cup, this is the end of their runs here for the two US teams. A big upset for Rugugachu. I'm sure they would have wanted to have been part of the playoffs here, as they have qualified twice so far, but here in this mile competition, it's just not been the same story. They have also been eliminated from the playoffs here, so two playoff teams bowing out as their chances disappear here. But for a Trigger, the hope is still alive, albeit it is a very, very slim hope, and it is not in their control at this point in their cup. So we'll see if their chances will, you know, if the coin will flip in their side here, ladies and gentlemen. So looking at the current schedule here, it is going to be a match between Blue, Rammer, and Dardo, and I think this is going to be one of those really close matchups once more. Dardo, of course, has had a pretty rough loss against Random Name and Mia in their previous match, but now, you know, looking down against Blue once again, did take him down last time. A pretty solid match. Up against Rammer, has yet to meet this. Yet to meet him. And for Rammer, a lot to unpack. I think, you know, 4 second places in a row. It's mildly entertaining. Right? It's pretty funny, but I think this is their best chance yet to take a very strong victory. I've said this last time, but I'll say it again. This is the best chance they can get. And for Dardo, I think you have to pick yourself back up. You have to kind of show that, you know, that was just a fluke loss. It, you know, you will have a better performance here in this last one, and you will show that you are a pretty competent team, and you're gonna show up big. Because if not, it could be really worrying now entering into the playoffs, especially with the seedings, right? So yeah, against Blue and Rammer, it is a pretty fascinating potential. I think all three of these teams can have a pretty solid chance at taking their strong victories. I think Blue is the least likely to take a strong win here, in my opinion. And I think if you're Blue, that's really worrying, because being put in a tiebreaker round against your opponents here, is that really what you want to happen? I mean, obviously not, but you know, a second place can avoid that scenario, and they would like to have to not deal with a chance of elimination. If you're a fan of Roy Trigger, this is definitely a match you would want to watch. So, Rammer, again, heavy favorites to win this race, according to the game, but it has not been the right story for 4 races now. Maybe not 4, but you know. As we now enter the paddock, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. As we enter once again, and here, but the one positive thing here is for Kita-san Black. She's the only frontrunner in this race. It's a bit unfortunate that placing would have wanted for a bigger push here, as Taiki Shuttle and Chiono really trailing from behind here. Kita-san Black would prefer to widen that lead, as Taiki Shuttle really gunning for that spot here from Rammer. He's trying to push through against Kita-san Black, but yes, Silent Suzuka at front. Kita-san Black now falling down to 3rd place as Taiki Shuttle pushes against him, trying to chase that lead back now with Chiono at 4th place, and it is that King Halo at the back. It is so favorable now here for Rammer. Here comes winning being propped here by the Haru Urara. As we get ourselves closer into this one, as the last spurt now begins, Silent Suzuka occupying at the front. This is the best position that you would want here if you're Blue, but Taiki Shuttle is surely not going to let this one slide. Can anyone here from Team Dardo challenge? And it's looking really rough. Everyone is falling behind here, as Silent Suzuka still at the front, but now King Halo will not let this one stand here, as Chiono here at the 2nd place will get, I believe, the 3rd spot here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not too certain of what has become of the results, but I do know one thing: Rammer has secured their first win in this cup. So let's read up now. 9th place goes to Blues Grass Wonder. 8th place goes to the Vodka here of James. 7th place goes to Haru Urara. 6th place goes to Kita-san Black. 5th place goes to Silent Suzuka. 4th place goes to the Special Week. And ladies and gentlemen, that means Blue are going to be tied up here. We'll see the results from later, but yeah, Rammer taking a pretty strong and dominant result. Take their very first win in this cup. May have taken all 5 rounds to do it, but it certainly is well earned. That's for sure. Congratulations here for Rammer and for Dardo, able to push through and get that 2nd place that they really needed. And for Blue, it is pandemonium. Well, not pandemonium. This is a worrying sight. Yeah, it's a worrying sight. Now, if you are a fan of this team, And that was so close. It seemed so favorable for blue, right? With the silent Suzuka, that's the situation you would want, but everyone was able to push through against him at the very end. Yeah, at the very end there. And despite Kita Sambak falling down here, Shion Om from Dardo is able to match perfectly in the end. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving closer now into our, well, I would say final race, but I think, well, due to the results here, there will be another round, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get ourselves into the next one here. Taiki on the Torrent, Mia, and Valiona, a battle for 4th seed here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a very important one. As however, we'll okay, well, the thing is, right, it's a battle for 4th seed, but you're up against Tsukasa in that semi-final match. If you lose, I mean, if you win, right? So it is concerning. I think you really have to kind of pick your poison. The top 3 have been pretty dominant in this cup so far, while the rest of the teams have been more shaky. I think everyone besides Rammer actually has taken a 3rd place finish so far in this cup. So it is going to be fascinating how this will be. But yeah, for Torrent, Mia, and Valiona, a pretty big must. Well, it's I won't say a must win, but it's really a pick your poison kind of thing. You know, would you prefer playing against Crazy Dave? Would you prefer playing against Horion, perhaps? Maybe you prefer against playing against Tsukasa. It is not an easy task here, so, but keeping your position in the high upper echelon of the seedings is pretty important. But losing here will knock you down away from the higher seeds, because Rammer is in a pretty good spot at the moment in the top here. So I believe that does guarantee that Rammer is in at minimum. I think minimum Rammer is 6th in the table. So yeah, let's get into that. Just now, you know. So let's get that over with, you know. So yeah, it is the final race here of the last round of this stage of the competition. A battle between Mia, Torrent, and Valiona. I think this is one of those races that I'm not too sure who will win, right? So Valiona currently on a winning streak. Same with Mia and with Torrent. Been pretty inconsistent. Could be a struggle as they come up now into this match. Lots of momentum here for Team Valiona and for Team Mia. So number 1 favorite is the Silent Suzuka. Number 2 is the Taiki Shuttle. Number 6 is the Major Palmer, who has once more been struggling greatly, but 3 countries here dueling it out. And off we go. Not much late starts here, hopefully, as we get ourselves a flood here of frontrunners. Major Palmer now at the front. And this is the problem now for Valiona. Silent Sky had a really strong showing last time, but these floods of frontrunners, look at how they're so disjointed. Palmer in a very strong placing here. Since Silent Suzuka for Mia, some trading at 2nd place, and it is the Smart Falcon in the Saiyan Sky. 2 Taiki Shuttles here. I believe that Taiki Shuttle is from Team Mia. So everyone now gunning it down for this 1st place here. Palmer really struggling to keep the spot here at the front. everyone now gathering all together here as they push through in this last spurt. Can they keep this one off? I'm not sure. Saiyan Sky certainly wants to challenge as well as Taiki Shuttle here for Mia. Taiki Shuttle, oh my gosh, gunning at the front. It is such a strong push here. And it doesn't seem close. Veliona though at second place now as the gold ship. Can she make the challenge? Oh, no she cannot, but Veliona surely will get that second place. And the Taiki Shuttle of Mia will break through in the end there. What a strong last spurt, going through early and unstoppable. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the final race of this cup. As we get ourselves into the results, it is going to be 9th place for the Silent Suzuka, 8th place for Menjuro Palmer, 7th to Simply Rudolph, 6th to Taiki Shuttle, and I believe that is, yeah, that's the rest of Torrent's Umamusume here at 6th place, 5th here to Menjuro Dober, 4th to Smart Falcon, 3rd to Saiyan Sky, 2nd to Gold Ship, and 1st to the Taiki Shuttle here for Mia. Congratulations as she takes her chance once again versus Press Tsukasa. That is a very familiar scene, let me tell you. Very familiar scene for sure. So we do remember here, Mia was the one who had a massive upset against Press Tsukasa in the Tengu Cup March. Able to break the hearts of the tournament favorites. Now once again, in a very similar situation. We'll see if they're able to do it as we go into the semifinals, but we are not done yet. As we get ourselves now, I will state the results very soon here. Yeah, 3 wins here for Mia, so very strong showing. Hold on, ladies and gents, we will be showing the results, the current standing very shortly. Hold on, apologies for the delay, guys. here we go, ladies and gents. Here is the table. As it is here, the 4th place team here will be Mia. The 5th place team with 42 points. 5th place here, Veliona with 39 points. 6th place is Rammer with 38 points. 7th place is Torrent with 37 points. 8th place is Dardo with 36 points here. And currently tied, your 9th is Blue and Roy Trigger, who will have one match to decide their upcoming race here. And that is going to be very, very interesting to see how that will go. Because there's only 2 teams here, ladies and gentlemen. That does mean that there is only one more race remaining. There's only one more race remaining, and there'll be only 2 teams. So please keep that in mind. But yeah, please give me a moment. I will be preparing for this race. So we'll have under a 5-minute break. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. I will be back shortly. Welcome back into the Tengu Cup here. We will be having our final race of the day, the tiebreaker between Blue and Roy Trigger very shortly here. So as you can see here, we're preparing the race. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a battle for the chance for playoffs here, with Roy Trigger battling it out, making their way into this spot, and potentially pushing themselves into a winnable situation. Of course, since there's only 2 teams here, the other team will be a team of NPCs. But yeah, it has been quite a journey here. And for the team here of Roy Trigger, before we enter the dock here, it's been a journey, right? For the team here of Blue, it's been a lot to handle, right? It's been a real struggle, especially in this round. They are getting knocked around pretty hard. I think they lost against Torrent, fine, but they lost Rammer and Dardo. It's pretty rough. And now up against, backs against the wall, against Blue. Against Roy Trigger, who has had a little victory here against Random Name and Rugachu. Is it gonna be enough? Is it going to be enough to make the difference here? We shall see. So here go both aces with the late start, and that is a very interesting start to this all. Of course, Silent Suzuka will be the ones occupying the first spot very quickly here. Then we have NPC number 1 at second, then NPC number 2, then at the back here is the Vodka, together with the Taiki Shuttle and NPC number 3 trying to push through here in the mid race. And so far, look at that Taiki Shuttle really challenging here for Roy Trigger, with the Vodka as well looking to have their shot here. The rest of the Umamusume trying to trail from the back here. Vodka chasing down so close into the sun here, as she is looking to make a similar story from the last chance qualifier to create a heartbreak here for Blue, as now the last spurt will continue. Can Grass Wonder make the difference? I think so. Is it going to be enough here? Grass Wonder at the back. When there's a will, there's a way not being blocked. Can she make the difference? It's so close here. Grass Wonder. It's Grass Wonder. Vodka at the front, but Grass Wonder looks to challenge here from Time of Blue. Who is going to win? Catch the Christmas Ogre at the back. Seems not likely. Blue will be the one to take the win, unless Christmas Ogre will make a heartbreak. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! But it's Grass Wonder. It's Grass Wonder to take the victory here. It looks so close for Roy Trigger, but that's going to be Blue making it into the playoffs here. It was so close for Roy Trigger. As we get ourselves into the results here, number 9 is Anguta, number 8 is Fife Rhythm, number 7 is the Silent Suzuka, who struggled so hard there. It was so close. Number 6 is Ukaldi. Number 5 is Taiki Shuttle for Roy. Number 4 is Special Week. Number 3 is Vodka. Number 2 is Oguri Cap. And the first place in this tiebreaker match, Grass Wonder, the ace of Blue, clutching up when it mattered the most to make their way into the playoffs against Horion. But what a journey here, Blue. It was so shocking to see them be in this position in the first place, but it doesn't matter. In the end, they have made their way into the playoffs. They will challenge in that semifinals against Horion, I believe. But wow, what a journey it has been. Actually, I don't think it's Horion. I think it's going to be against Press Tsukasa. Yeah, it's going to be against Press Tsukasa. But yeah, what a journey it has been for this team, and they have overcome their nightmares here. Roy Trigger such a heartbreak. It seemed so close. They were just a bit more, and they could have made it. They could have made the Cinderella story, but it was simply not meant to be. And that will conclude the tale here of Roy Trigger, once again eliminated at the edge of playoffs qualification, just like last time. I cannot imagine the disappointment these Umamusume are experiencing. What a result here for Blue, and what a race! What a race indeed. Vodka seemed so poised to take that, right? They were able to just overcome the silent Suzuka, push through so aggressively, and it looked so grim for Blue until the will of Grass Wonder prevented the upset from happening. And I'm just amazed to be have had such an amazing round of races today, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be the conclusion of our main stage. It's just been a lot to unpack, really. And as we get ourselves into the standings here, ladies and gentlemen, let's hold on. Let me place this here. As we get ourselves into the standings here, it is first place here is Horion. Second place is Crazy Dave. Third place is Tsukasa. Fourth place is Mia. Fifth place is Valiona. Sixth place is Rammer. And hold on, reset this here. So yeah, fifth place is Rammer. So fifth place is Valiona. Sixth place is Rammer. Seventh place is Torrent. Eighth place is is Dardo. Ninth place is Blue. 10th place is Roy Trigger. And 11th place is Random Name. And 12th place here is Hakugyokurou. And with that concludes the end here. 3 teams eliminated here. Roy Trigger, Random Name, and Ru all out. 2 of them being playoffs teams in the past. And Roy Trigger, as mentioned before, this is the second time they've been eliminated at the edge. So close, yet so far yet again. And for the rest of the teams here, we have a lot to show here. Mia, finally back once again at the top here, but Valiona with a really surprising placing 5th here from the last chance qualifier. Orion, of course, as well, another qualifying team who has sole position of first place. Then we have Rammer coming back from the March edition of this cup, and with a 6th place finish, not exactly the result they would have wanted, but they have shown that they have the potential to cause a big shockwave, in this cup. And we have Torrent, who was the one that finished in 3rd place in the previous cup, has been really shaky in this one. Really inconsistent results, which could be problematic coming into the playoffs. And we have Dardo, the newcomer here, did stumble a bit in that last one, get a 3rd place, but still very, very impressive. Here we have 3 teams from the qualifying stage who have made it all the way here. Actually, is it 3? Let me check. No, it's 4, right? Crazy Dave also got through. It's 2 teams from the qualifiers that have pushed into the 1st and 2nd place here. So very impressive overall. And that is it here for our main stage round robin. Congratulations to these teams. We will be revealing the playoffs bracket in the Discord server in the upcoming weeks here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this Tengu Cup. I am Tsukasa. Your support means a lot to me as well. If you keep this going, and I will be signing off here. Once again, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching, And we've had amazing races today. It has been a lot. It's been a lot, right? It's been a lot of surprises, a lot of upsets, a lot of, you know, just impressive results. With that out of the way, I will be signing off here. Thank you so much. Goodbye.